Once again, proving the Reverend Billy Wirtz theory of the blues, which is to play the blues, you got to have it in your heart and you got to have it in your soul. Helps to have on shoes like this, knowing that you probably won't get laid in here tonight either. But most important of all, to play the blues, you have to have the proper facial expression to go along with it. I'll show you what I mean. I'll play that same lick without the proper face. And you get something like... For this, you need what I call blues face number one. Which is, I don't have to tell you, buddy, because you're laughing at what I'm laughing at. I don't know if this is the first date you've ever been on with this girl, but she's kind of looking real nervous at you, like, I wonder if he thinks this is funny or not. But she's laughing now at what you're laughing at, and I'm laughing at what you're laughing at, and if she keeps laughing at what you're laughing at while I laugh at what you laugh at, your chances are pretty good of, you know, playing Bucky Beaver Hyde's Little Mr. Hamster. Smile of silent male understanding. See, because when I make this lick and I look at you and I make that face, you know exactly what I mean when I go... Matter of fact, every guy in the room knows what it means when I look at him and I go... Now, sometimes you need what we call the blues face number two, which is the I've been beat up, kicked around, and the wife ran off with a karate teacher, head shake of eternal misunderstanding and suffering. Now, you've seen that on old songs like... Easily confusable, but not to be confused with blues subface A, which is the boy, I need more fiber in my diet, squeeze of real pain. And that kind of looks like... Oh, I don't feel all right. You got to move. Sorry. When I get to playing the blues, it reminds me of when I was a little girl growing up down in Glass Pack Holler. Reminds me of back when we were real poor and it was just us and Mama and the guitar with one string and a couple of lava lamps and a real nervous cat. Mama would play the blues for us on that guitar with one string, and when you've only got one string on the guitar, all the songs kind of start sounding the same after a while, and then it would be time for stories, and Mama would gather us around the lava lamp and tell us little stories of how the world came to be, and we'd gather around in a little circle and look up at her and say, Mama, and she'd say, you're pissing me off now. If you're going to make fun of my mother, you got to do it right. It's not, what, like that. You kind of got to go up on the end like, what? Now, to make it really right, you have to kind of tilt your head slightly to the right like so. Now, to really make it correct, you have to place the finger in the right nostril, and then you go, what? Now, as many people as in this room tonight, if everybody in the place from the back all the way up does it, it'll look unbelievably cool as shit, I guarantee you. And we'd say, Mama, and she'd say, Amen. We'd say, Mama, where did fire come from? And she'd say, some people say it came from an ancient fire god, Vulcan. And we'd say, Mama, and she'd say, we'd say, Mama, where did racing slicks come from? She'd say they came from the ancient vulcanized god, Rotatus. And we'd say, Mama, and she'd say, we'd say, how about factory outlet stores? Where did they come from? She'd say they came from the ancient Gatlinburg god, Polyester. And then sometimes when she'd run out of stories, she'd pick up that guitar again. She'd sing us old country favorites. Songs like, she was only a moonshiner's daughter, but she always made me liquor. One of our family favorites, and another one was a little tune called, she was only a fisherman's daughter and she reeled when she got my big rod. Then she'd sing us our favorite old sea chanty, don't worry about the shrimp, honey, because Daddy's coming home with a whole mess of crabs. Hey! Thank you, you've been a great crowd. Enjoy your salads. And every now and then, people, when I get to playing the blues, it reminds me of my fourth wife, that woman I love so much. The woman I love so much, but she did me wrong. I'm going to sing you the song I wrote about her a few years ago when everything was going good. And then you remember I wrote another little tune about her when I came home when I was a cigarette smoking man and I found those strange cigarettes in the ashtray and I wrote a song called The Strange Butt Blues. There's a third part to that story that we'll probably do a little bit later on tonight called I Went Back with My Fourth Wife for the Third Time and Gave Her a Second Chance to Make a #1 Fool Out of Me. I'm talking about it was the kind of love like it never come and have never been since in my life. That was my fourth wife. My fourth wife by the name of Roberta that weighed 425 pounds, didn't have no teeth in her head, didn't have no hair on it either, wouldn't do nothing but lay home all day on the purple Naga hide couch. And this was, of course, back when we were living in the town of Chromosome, North Carolina. Some of y'all have never been to Chromosome, but I think you know the kind of mean little hillbilly town I'm talking about. One of them towns where men are men and four-legged farm animals better be quick after dark. The mayor drives a gray El Camino. The first 3 words that children learn is attention Kmart shoppers. The local high school marching band plays the theme from Deliverance at halftime. Like I said before, my fourth wife, Roberta, weighed 425 pounds, didn't have no teeth in her head, didn't have no hair on it either, wouldn't do nothing but lay home all day on the purple Naga hide, no down payment till March when you buy the microwave couch. False teeth sitting in the bicentennial ashtray. Sucking on Debbie's snack cakes, watching Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Road Warriors whoop ass on TV wrestling, listening to Patsy Cline on the 8-track with the TV sound turned down. Every now and then I would come home from a gig like this with a bunch of you people out there looking at me going, he's kind of funny, but he ain't right. Some of y'all looking at me going, especially you women looking at me going, buddy, with what you talk, them shoes are probably the least of your problems. Some of y'all are probably looking at each other thinking, you know, he looks kind of lonely up there. I bet he wishes his mama was here right now, because if his mama was here right now, he'd say mama, and she'd say... I'd come home from a gig like this, walk into the double wide, into that vision of hell, and she would look up at me with her one good eye and say, hi. Sometimes, though, she'd still have a mouthful of snack cakes or Twinkies, so it'd be more like... Let me tell you people out there something. I know some of you have been around the block a couple of times. But when you come home and you walk in the front door of the double wide and 425 pounds of love is laying on purple Naga hide, it's been eating Debbie snack cakes, watching Nature Boy Ric Flair whooping butt, listening to Patsy Cline sing I Fall to Pieces, and you walk in the door and it says, hey, run. Because that means it's time for love, little boy. I don't mean just a little bit of hand-holding, smooching in front of the TV set. I'm talking about reaching down in the back of the bottom drawer and getting out those special outfits we bought for the occasion. Love. I'm talking about the purple print moo-moo with leopard skin spots all over it she bought from the Fredericks of Hollywood +++ to the Fifth Power Shop. Either that or from the Victorias, it ain't too big a goddamn secret. She put on that purple print moo-moo and stick in her false teeth and turn on the black light and put Louie Louie on the cassette deck and sing along with the first 3 bars, and all you'd see is some little false teeth going under the black light. And I'd say, thank you, Jesus. And a voice from somewhere would say, I got nothing to do with this, pal. And does the word burn mean anything to you? Then she put on her white go-go boots and put Wilson Pickett's greatest hits on the stereo. Wait till it got the land of 1,000 dances. Jump up on top of the stereo and start wiggling and jiggling, and oh my God, what a vision of degradation I'd see there. Little false teeth going like that, little purple print moo-moo going every which way like that. Whole double wide to be rocking back and forth, the lava lamps to be holding on for dear life. I'd look at her and she'd look at me, and I'd look at her and she'd look at me, and I'd look at her and I'd look at her and she'd look at me, and I'd think, Reverend Billy. Hell, buddy, when you got this at home, who needs acid? Things would get real good, and we go back to the heart-shaped vibrating waterbed, the one with the 4 adjustable speeds underneath the black velvet painting of Elvis, Jesus, and John Wayne having a picnic in heaven being serenaded by Conway Twitty. And I'd sing her a song. I'd say, Roberta, Roberta! Mama, please get your big legs off of me. Sometimes they'd get a little carried away and it would come out more like, a minute. Wait, you're gonna hurt me. All right, no, I love you. If you get up, we'll call Domino's. All right, if you don't want to call Domino's, we'll call Little Caesars. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Sorry. Because when you roll your big legs around me, it feels so good, honey. But you just won't let me breathe. All right, get up, get up, get up, get up. Woman, you drink whiskey like water. Everybody say, yeah. And you drink that Jack Daniels like a glass of lemonade. Don't sit down, wait for the finger. You're doing good. You drink that whiskey like water. Water. Water, water. Very smart, very good. And you drink that cherry NyQuil, wake your butt up, woman, cough syrup like lemonade. I regret the day I wrapped my skinny legs around your big butt. Felt mighty good, but it was about 425 pounds of the biggest loving-legged mistake I might have ever made. Oh my God, she's got the fur glove, the Wayne Newton tape, the Vaseline intensive care, and that looking around, I'm a dead man. Something down here I want you to see. Roberta. Roll over. Honey, I got something down here I want you to see. You know your white go-go boots was coming up and landing on the waterbed again. You got to get your big, freaky, frantic, lovely, luscious, look so fine walking down the street like two great big watermelons hooked up in time to the paint shaker of destiny. Playing the drum break, the Inagata DeVita in the Kmart polyester hot pants with the love zodiac sign on your left cheek. Large unidentified object on the screen. Legs off of me. Roberta. Thank you.
The Reverend Billy C. Wirtz right there, Roberta, the 15-minute classic.